I got a new camera. Today's video is gonna be about split signals, why you should use them, and why I use them. Split signals. I've said this already. What do I want to say? This isn't going very well. What am I saying? Or going to an output source. Why can't I talk? Okay. Split signals. Why do you need them, or why would you want to use them? To sum it up, a split signal is where you are going from your base 6 and you are splitting it into two outputs. Okay. This could be like you're going to a Fender Twin and then you're going to like a bass amp, an Ampeg, or whatever it is that you're using. Okay. Now, in order to be able to do that and achieve that, you need something like this, which is a ABY box or a splitter or something that goes from mono to stereo. I personally am using the JHS splitter at the moment. It's nice and small. It's got a buffer in it and it's mounted under my board. It's really compact. It's out of the way. I don't have to think about it. Whereas this is cool because you can choose what you're splitting to. So if you want to send it, say, for example, base 6 goes in here, and then you then go to like your Twin, and then you then go here to like your Ampeg. You can choose whether which is on and when, and which is great. It's flexible, don't get me wrong, but I personally don't need this. So what am I doing? Okay, so my signal will be going from base 6 into my splitter, and then my splitter then goes one path off into a preamp, whether it's like MXR based preamp, or if there is one in terms of backline, it will go to the bass amp. And then my other signal then goes to another preamp. In this instance, I've been using like a Tascam guitar amp sim. I use multiple different ones, but that's the one I'm using at the minute. I just really like how it breaks up. And then that is then gonna go into like all my other effects and stuff. And then what I'm doing with that at the moment is I'm going mono signal at the top for my bass, and then it then goes mono into my preamp, my Tascam, and then out of my Tascam is then going into something that's stereo. It could be like a Strymon Big Sky, but I'm using at the minute the Chase Bliss Mood. I just like that, and I like that stereo field for like my effects, and it means I can play around with it. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to play through some different examples of just one amp or one output source, and then I'm going to split my signal to like a bass amp and a guitar amp, and then I'm going to do my rig setup, so like going from all my pedals and stuff like that, and the kind of width that you get with it and why that's cool for me anyway in terms of soundscaping. Yeah, let's give it a go. Okay, so the flexibility of having a split signal. One, you have control of like your panning where you are in the mix if you're, using in-ears, or even just like on stage. Like what I really like doing is having my, like what I refer to as my dirty left and right, the Tascam bin split. I have that panned on the stage. So all of my effects are like stereo on stage. And it then means I get to experience like what I would hear in headphones, or like what I get to hear when I'm like recording stuff. So, and then we'll have like an amp on stage, or I've even started not using amps and I've just been going DI straight out of that MXR. It works great. It saves a ton of space. My pedal board is basically my amp setup and everything's on there. So I can just turn up to a show with my pedal board and I can plug straight in, no fuss. You're also then a soundman's dream. And everyone wants to be a soundman's dream. Anyway, I hope that was helpful. And I'm going to get in a little bit more in depth. But this is why I personally use a split signal. All right then. Love you, bye.